Let's talk about the greatest paradox in human history, how we invented nothing and it created everything. This isn't a riddle. It's the story of a single idea so powerful it became the invisible engine of our world. An idea that built modern finance, sent rockets into space, and now powers the device in your hand. We're talking about the number 0. For thousands of years, brilliant civilizations managed without it. The Romans, the Egyptians, the Greeks, they built empires and calculated the stars. But their math had a glaring hole, literally. To write 102, they'd scribble symbols for 102 side by side. The tens column was just a blank space, a silent gap. This made complex calculation a nightmare of mental gymnastics. They lacked the key to an efficient system, a symbol for nothing. The first crack in the problem appeared in ancient Babylon around 300 BCE. They used a clever place value system, but needed a way to tell 61 from 601. Their solution? 2 simple wedges pressed into clay to mark the empty place. But this was just a placeholder, a spacer. It wasn't a number you could use. You couldn't add with it or multiply by it. It was a symbol for an empty seat, not a player in the game. True revolution happened in India between the 5th and 7th centuries. Here, mathematicians steeped in philosophical concepts of emptiness and the infinite did the unthinkable. They promoted 0 from a placeholder to a full-fledged number. They decided that nothing was a something you could calculate with. They called it Shunya, the void. A scholar named Brahmagupta in 628 CE wrote the rulebook. He declared that a number minus itself equals 0. He established the mind-bending rules we still learn. Anything multiplied by 0 is 0. He even grappled with division by 0, calling it an infinite quantity. For the first time, 0 had agency. It could interact. It had properties. It existed. This Indian 0, a perfect circle, a symbol of emptiness with infinite potential, began a centuries-long journey. It traveled the Silk Road to the Islamic world. In the 9th century, the Persian mathematician Al-Khwarizmi wrote a seminal text on this revolutionary numeral system. His work eventually crossed into medieval Europe, bringing Arabic numerals and that strange circle to a skeptical West. And Europe fought it, fiercely. The church was suspicious. How could nothing be something? It felt heretical, a symbol of the void. Italian city-states banned bankers from using it, fearing fraud. A 0 could easily be altered to a 9. They saw it as a dangerous, confusing trick. They clung to their Roman numerals, a system built for recording, not for thinking. But practicality always wins. The evidence was undeniable. With a true place value system anchored by 0, calculation became clean, fast, and powerful. It revolutionized astronomy, navigation, and commerce. 0 was the ultimate tool of efficiency, the missing cog that made the entire machine of mathematics run smoothly. It turned arithmetic from a specialist's art into a universally accessible tool. Then, centuries later, 0 found its destiny. In the 17th century, it became the cornerstone of calculus, the mathematics of change, invented by Newton and Leibniz. Calculus relies on the concept of limits, zooming in infinitely close to 0 without ever quite touching it. This allowed humanity to finally model motion, growth, and the forces of nature. You cannot have the physics that put men on the moon without the philosophical and mathematical acceptance of 0. It enabled us to calculate the instant, the infinitesimal, and the infinite. But zero's power wasn't just in calculation. It reshaped our very worldview. In the hands of philosophers and scientists, the concept of zero challenged the ancient fear of the void. It suggested that emptiness was not an absence to be feared, but a space of potential. It helped frame the vacuum of space, the concept of absolute zero in temperature, and the idea of a universe emerging from a void. And in our lifetime, zero completed its silent takeover. It became the foundation of reality itself. Binary code, the language of every computer, every smartphone, the entire digital universe is built on just two states, 1 and 0, on and off, something and nothing. Every email, every video, every line of code that powers our world is, at its core, a monumental tapestry of zeros. It is the essential alphabet of the information age, the quiet pulse behind every screen. Beyond the physical, zero even redefined our logic. It gave us the idea of null sets in mathematics, proving that a collection of nothing is still a valid, meaningful concept. In economics, zero represents equilibrium. In engineering, it is the baseline, the ground state from which all measurement begins. We took the concept of absence and gave it a symbol. We gave that symbol power, and in doing so, we unlocked the ability to describe the universe, from the infinite vastness of space to the infinitesimal flow of data. Zero is the unsung hero of progress, the quiet revolution that whispers, from nothing, everything is possible. It is the essential alphabet of the information age, the quiet pulse behind every screen.